A man killed execution style in Saginaw in a halfway house there. Today we are learning the masked men responsible could face the death penalty.
31-year-old DeMarlon Thomas was shot and killed Monday night. He was at the halfway house serving a drug sentence. Terry Camp spoke to the woman who helped put him behind bars. But first, some breaking news just released: the surveillance video of the gunman in the halfway house. Terry?
Yes, Angie, we just received this surveillance video. And while the two gunmen are masked, police are hoping that someone notices a mannerism or two that could lead them in the right direction to find these two men. Let's take a look at the video. It's certainly interesting. You see the two men basically open the door of the facility and go inside. It appears it was not locked or just left open. In the video, you see one of the gunmen walk into the building. In another part of the video, one of the gunmen is running through the building with an assault weapon in his hand. Now, we will run this video again here in just a bit. Now, as we said there, you see the men are actually leaving the building as well. Now, as we said earlier, a retired federal attorney who helped prosecute Thomas says the death penalty could apply in this murder case.
The Michigan State Police were back on the property of Bannon Place of Saginaw, the federal residential reentry facility where two masked men somehow got into the building with assault weapons and killed 31-year-old DeMarlon Thomas, whose prison sentence for drug trafficking was cut short by a commutation from President Obama. A drone was taking pictures of the outside of the building. Thomas had been at the facility since December 13th and was to be released from custody on March 22nd. Thomas was one of dozens of Sunnyside gang members arrested in 2008 as part of a federal investigation called Operation Sunset.
It was a pretty large operation.
Barb Tenace was the assistant United States attorney who helped prosecute the cases. She retired in 2011, but she believes the murder could be looked at as a possible death penalty case since it happened in a facility that the federal government is using to house inmates. There are other factors in considering capital punishment.
If these are people who are involved, continuous pattern of drug trafficking and homicide and, whatever drug traffickers do, then that's also another means for imposing the death penalty.
While police have not released a motive for the killing, Tenace speculates it could be gang-related or possibly someone believed Thomas was an informant.
The fact that his sentence was commuted might suggest that he convinced somebody that he gave important information.
But she does not remember Thomas giving any information that helped in the investigation.
I don't recall using necessarily any information that he provided. I don't recall ever giving him any benefit for the information.
Now, once again, we want to show that surveillance video outside and inside the Saginaw halfway house for federal inmates just before DeMarlon Thomas was killed. It appears the men just opened the door, whether it was left open or it wasn't locked. And the two men are seen walking and running in the building with guns in hands. Now, police are still looking for those two men. And if you have any information on who they are, you're asked to call the police.